Welcome to reEnvision, the podcast where we explore what truly happens when we embrace change as one of life's most profound rhythms. I'm your host, Bédard, and together we will embark on a transformative journey, finding joy and happiness amid life's shifts while strengthening our hearts, cultivating our resilience, nurturing the courage to evolve, and to uncover our own ability to thrive and move forward. Here, we have full permission to be ourselves, to explore, to discuss, and to simply be. We'll tap into the deep knowing that has always been within as we navigate change with simplicity, lightness, and fluidity, open to new understandings, new perspectives, and even new possibilities. So whether you're seeking inspiration, empowerment, or simply a space to reflect and contemplate, you're in the right place. Let's get started. Welcome back to an episode of reEnvision. I wanted today to take a moment to start to have conversations with you. In the episode notes, you can there's a Q&A section that you can leave questions and discussion that we can have together and really leverage our mutual experience of the world and how we actually move through it. I felt compelled today to come and talk to you about how we deal with pain and suffering that is not our own. You see, when it's our own pain and suffering, we always can cope in some sort of way. And when it's somebody else's, then it's different because we have no control, we have no power. We initially want a lot of the time to kind of take away the pain and the suffering. I remember I think it was 15 years ago. No, it was less than that because it was after my mom passed away. One of my very, very close friends lost her father suddenly. And I remember that I knew how much pain she was going to go through and I wanted to take it away. I wanted to do something that was so meaningful that it would take away the pain. But the truth of the matter is we cannot take the pain away from people. It is not in our power to take the pain and suffering away from people. That is very disempowering. That makes us feel like we have no control. It makes us feel like we don't matter. But when somebody else is going through something, we don't matter. Because when we're in the pain, when we're standing in the pain, we don't need anybody to tell us how we should move through the pain, how we should move through the suffering. What we need is people to support us. What we need is people to support us and love us. Now, when we are a witness of other people's pain, it can be very tempting to, by any means necessary, try to take back a control of some sort. And we see this often when we are a witness to natural disasters, to wars, to things in the world that we don't feel like we have a say in. And we think that if we can put ourselves in somebody else's shoes and suffer with them, that it's going to relieve some sort of pain, but it doesn't. And this is where empathy fails, because empathy is actually like a dead end, because what the people that are suffering and are in pain need is not for us to sit in the pain. It's for us to stand in our compassion, which is one step further than empathy. Compassion is empathy in action. And with social media, a lot of the times what happens is we want to do something. We want to bring awareness to a situation and we want people to listen because we can't be witness and not do something that will make us feel better. And when we're witness to natural catastrophe and wars and everything on the news, and we have the news that are all day long in the background, it's very easy to forget that if there's a lot of pain and suffering in the world, there's actually a lot of joy and happiness in the world. And when we turn around and we go on social media and share so much of our disempowerment, of our feeling of sadness and pain, the reason why we're doing it is not to raise awareness most of the time. It's to be validated in how we feel. It's to be validated in how angry we are. And so much that we get angry when people don't get angry with us. And we get even more sad when people don't get sad with us. But I want you to, if you're doing this, and I actually really am coming into this discussion with a lot of compassion because I used to do that. I used to feel so much disempowered when I was looking at the state of the world and what was happening, and that I was going on social media to share stuff just to kind of vomit. I was sharing stuff to, because I couldn't go around and shake people up out of their, state of stupor or their state of freeze. But when we do that, what we don't understand and what we don't fully grasp is that we're feeding the monster. By going in and sharing even more of what freezes people, it does the opposite of what we actually want to do. Because what we're stressing is more fear, more disempowerment, more hopelessness. So today, I actually want to know, what are we doing collectively to sidestep this behavior? What have you found in your life that is sidestepping this urge to shake people up with more images and more suffering and more pain so they actually want to look more away? And instead, I actually want to encourage us to think about ways collectively and to brainstorm collectively on how we can leverage social media in a way that will create a positive ripple. And when I say positive, it's not rose glasses, and toxic positivity. What I want us to brainstorm on is, how can we leverage the information to do two things? One, support people that are in the situation to get their power back, that they actually have agency over the situation that is going on for them as much as they can, even if it's the ownership of their bodies. And two, how we can remind ourselves in those situations how important it is to do it for us. Because what happens a lot is we think that because we're tending to our grounding, to our sense of security, to our agency, to our power, that we don't care, that it's selfish. But all the behaviors that are not like that are not grounding, if we're not solid, we cannot spread out our light into this world. We cannot help others if we're wobbling ourselves. And if we don't remember this, that is the most selfish thing that we can do. So instead of going online and seeking validation with people that actually are in this wheel of fear and wheel of anger, I'm going to invite us collectively to take a step back, ground ourselves, and come back in this discussion in a grounded place, in a place of empowerment, in a place that actually is from agency, from within and for others. And I truly believe that only then can we move the needle significantly. And only then can we start to unravel these automatic behaviors, these systems of belief that are supporting disempowerment, that are supporting, of course, the world is going to shift, so why would I do anything about it? Are we courageous enough to do that? That's my question today. Now, just because I don't want to leave you on a disempowered note, I want to read to you a text that I wrote several years ago after reading Maya Angelou's quote that said, "You should be angry, you must not be bitter. Bitterness is like a cancer. It eats upon the host. It doesn't do anything to the object of its displeasure, so use that anger. You write it, you paint it, you dance it, you march it, you vote it, you do everything about it, you talk it. Never stop talking it." Now, since one of my best means of expression is the written word, I'm going to read you what I wrote on July 7th, 2018. It's hard. It's hard to witness the world as it is and not fall into despair, then anger, then bitterness. It's hard to go through life being aware of so much pain and suffering, whether it's our own or someone else's. So we dull the pain and we dull the suffering. Drugs, medication, alcohol, games, sex, social media, power, control, exercise, food, anything and everything for these few seconds of dopamine or endorphin or adrenaline rushes. And then we forget. We forget that as social beings, we have evolved to connect with one another, to share the burden of life, and to find happiness. Yes, life is a burden, and life is a gift too. The two are inextricably intertwined. Two sides that cannot be separated, and suffering is holding both together, because we all suffer. In that matter, we're not different. It is what we do with it that counts. In the face of suffering, we choose between two coping mechanisms. We either isolate or connect. When we choose isolation, we follow the path from suffering to despair, to anger, to bitterness. We fall into a cycle that feeds a destructive monster. We chain ourselves to our pain, and that pain becomes all we are, all we have, and we hold on to it. And when it's too difficult to cope with our pain, when we're isolated, we dull it. We try to survive by becoming indifferent, and we develop addictions to maintain that unnatural state. Because, as social beings, isolation is an unnatural state. That's why the addictions become so great. The more we suffer, the more we fall into addiction. That's why the absolute opposite of addiction is connection. When we choose to connect, we follow the path from suffering to despair, to anger, to community. And then we get back to hope, to compassion, to love, to peace, and to healing. Through connection, we can transcend beyond the pain and suffering. We can use our anger and outrage to change things, to contribute and inspire others towards building a better place, to assert our collective will to live and share this wonderful gift of life we have been granted. So today, I invite you to connect with someone else, to share that pain and suffering, to transcend it through community, and to wield your anger in the most positive, creative, uplifting way you possibly can. Because nobody said life was easy. They only said it was worth living together. Thank you for being part of today's reEnvision episode, where we explore the incredible journey of embracing change as one of life's most profound rhythms. As the seasons of life shift, we hold the power to navigate our path with courage, intuition, and wisdom. Embrace change with an open heart, for within lies the potential of a remarkable growth and evolution. If you know someone who would benefit from this conversation, I'd be honored if you shared it with them and spread the love. If this podcast has resonated with you, please subscribe on your favorite platform, leave a heartfelt review, and share it on social media. You can stay connected with me on social media with the handle @ME_Lifestyle_Design, where I continue to share insights and inspiration. Until our next encounter, keep exploring, embracing change, and finding joy in every moment. And remember to always keep re-envisioning your life with love and purpose. I love you, I see you, I feel you. Take care.